for joining us today on Something to Think About with Pastor Mike, where the topics can range from current events, historical perspectives, practical Bible application, to whatever's on his mind today. People have stereotypes of what it means to be a Christian, and one thing's for sure, Pastor Mike loves breaking those stereotypes. Pastor Mike Hasseltine is the senior pastor of Maranatha Church with campuses in Forest Lake and Chisago, Minnesota. With over 40 years of practical pastoral ministry, Pastor Mike challenges us to be real people, loving a real God, right in the midst of all our real lives. Now, here's Pastor Mike.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Here we go. It's like, woo, a little bit of a different day. My sidekick, Pastor Robin, my administrative assistant, wonderful woman that she is, talented, gifted, etc. She is not joining me today. She is gone. But I do have a few other people to join me. We have wonderful Emma Jean. Good morning, Emma Jean.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good.
Everybody thinks that an elf just stepped into the studio. She had no idea what that means. It's like, you have just a lovely, lovely voice. So how old are you?
7.
You are 7. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll be coming back to you in just a little bit to catch a 7-year-old's perspective on some different things, okay? So you just have to kind of listen and pay attention as we go through the national days, which will be, a little while from here. KJ, how you doing? KJ is our producer today. He is back there twisting the knobs.
Yes, I am doing well. Thank you.
Yeah? Good. Hey, thanks for, you're going to be leading up a skateboard competition.
Yeah, I'm super stoked about that. I've got so many ideas. My mother was so gracious to donate $500
oh, cool.
to the event. So
fantastic.
We're going to have some cool prizes, I think. Figure out that next week.
Oh, that'd be marvelous. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so not taking her place, but kind of sitting in for her place is our station manager, which last week I just harassed something horrible because she had shoulder surgery, and I blamed it on the fact that she's such a violent pickleball player, and that and she hurt everybody. And now she finally got hurt because she got tired of hurting people, and you just got wore out, and you hurt your shoulder, and you had shoulder surgery. Anyway, you're here, and you're in a sling. Jenny, how are you today?
I am doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, so the surgery was when?
It was 2 Wednesdays ago now. So.
Okay, so you're 2 weeks out.
Almost, yeah.
Almost 2 weeks out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I remember I've had both shoulders worked on, in fact, a couple times, and reattached biceps and my forearm and that kind of thing. But I remember, so I just had heart surgery, as you know, and literally the recovery from heart surgery was a lot easier than shoulder surgery.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The
whole joints and how the different ones work and with healing and all that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a 6 to 9 month process. But being in the sling, it is weird because I'm not supposed to move it for 6 weeks. Except with help, like physical therapy help, where they move it around. And I can do some very simple elephant trunk swings with body motion only. She did give me some homework yesterday where I can do bicep curls and some...
With just your hand?
With just my hand and, a stress ball type thing with all that kind of stuff. But it's good because it's another step forward to getting better. And praise the Lord, it was really... Todd and I are calling it miraculous in terms of what was on the MRI back, at the end of April versus what the surgeon found a couple weeks ago. So it's pretty amazing. So,
fantastic.
And I've had such little pain. I'm just so humbled by it. It's been great. So good. God is so good.
And I've heard from several people getting ready to have mine that have had shoulder surgery, and they always say shoulder surgery is like one of the worst as far as pain, all the muscle and I agree. When I came out of the surgery, people see me, heart surgery, they wanted to give me a hug, but they were being so gentle, like they didn't want to break me, and hurt me. And I'm like, hey, I'm good. I could grab them and just squeeze them, and I was fine. My shoulder, that took, like you said, it took about 9 months for it to heal. All the things that were tore up, and there's just more muscle involved there, too. Heart surgery, they cut your sternum in half. It's bone. You don't really feel that. They wire it shut, hope it heals. and you go. The outside surface of the skin, not a big deal.
Yeah, and I also wonder too about like the whole like it's above your heart. So like it's more work to get blood flow there for I don't know, I'm just like I'm not a doctor obviously, but I'm like it's just interesting because I've been through so many like a hip replacement, 4 knee surgeries with people in my life that I've been the care just watching that's a major joint in your body.
Yep.
Obviously not quite as much as the hip, but the knee stuff I've been through with
Knees are tough.
Yeah, so anyhow, but because that whole motion is lotion, that's the motto in our house.
Yep, it is in my house too.
But not with the shoulder right now. So anyhow, but I'm excited that you are off restriction and riding your motorcycle.
I am. Yep, today is August 7th, and I can ride a motorcycle. Yes. My wife actually gave me permission last week, so I started last week.
So are you at 12 weeks now?
Today is 12 weeks.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And everything changes at 12 weeks. It's kind of like the first mark in the sand that kind of denotes, okay, you're healed up to a certain point, and now you're free to kind of resume pretty much your normal living. You just got to take it easy as far as weights and how strenuous and how much you're going to really pull and slowly work up to that. So I'm slowly working up to that.
Well, hey, let's do the gym. I started up last week. This lines is getting healed.
Did ya?
Amen.
Yeah.
Good for you, Kelly.
Yeah, let's try to plan something maybe once a month. And I've got the time, so.
Yes, you got the time, so that'd be good. I'd have you come up here and I'll run you through what my workout looks like.
Yeah, love it.
And then I could learn some stuff and see what you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because my workout takes just over an hour.
Sure.
About an hour, so yeah. So then we have curl day and we have chest day.
Sure.
So we have arm day and curl day. Yes. Okay, so Jane, so back to you. So back to you. Last week I was relentless, harassing you, teasing you about the whole elephant thing because Todd was at my house, and I asked him, "Hey, how's that elephant thing going for her?" Because I knew that you were far enough you could probably begin with that. And he was laughing. He was saying, "It's so hard." I kept reminding her that you're using your shoulder, you're using your arm. And I told him, I said, "It's hard."
Not to engage that muscle is so hard.
Everybody think it'd be easy just to dangle over a table, let your arm just kind of, nope. You can't help but want to move it. So
yeah, another exciting thing happened yesterday is that I was able to shave that armpit by bending over in the shower. TMI.
Yes,
I'm
TMI.
like, that's how long the hair gets after 2 weeks.
Wow.
I know. Anyways, you never know what you're going to get when I...
Never know what you're going to get. That's true.
Speaking of Todd and I, it's our anniversary tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
How many years?
28.
28 years.
Wow,
you are.
Thank you.
Wow, 28 years.
Yeah, we've been together for, that would be 30, almost 33.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Orlean and I, 46.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Together, 49. Dating and stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, he's an incredible man. So he's put up with me for that long.
Well, I'm glad your first husband's working out okay.
Me too.
Oh, gosh.
Yes,
You just never know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, Emma Jean, I have a question for you. You are 7 years old. Have you ever been in the hospital except for when you were born?
No.
Never had to be in the hospital?
No.
Okay, so what is your biggest injury that you remember? Do you remember getting hurt and it's like, oh my gosh, it really hurt?
No.
No? Well, I know your dad pretty well, and I know that you can't live so safe that you haven't gotten hurt.
Careful.
I mean, I'm pretty risk avert, and that definitely rubs off on her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she's really never had any stitches?
No, I mean, when they were real little and they get the upper respiratory whatever, I mean, I recall nights being in the hospital and send you home with a $700 bill and some melatonin, and it's like, really? That's it?
Yeah.
That's expensive melatonin.
Okay. Well, I have to admit, by 7, I still hadn't had my first set of stitches. So at 7, you're doing really good, Emma Jean. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So do you like roller skating?
No.
No. Do you like riding your bicycle?
Yes.
Yes. Does your dad like riding his bicycle with you?
Yes.
He does? What else do you like to do?
Art.
You like to hike?
Art.
Oh, art. God, I didn't hear that. Art.
You got a volume button right there.
I know.
if you need
Yeah,
to.
I'll just crank it up a little bit. Yeah, art. Well, so what kind of art?
Drawing.
Drawing. Oh, very, very cool. I think I've actually seen some of your art drawings, and you're really good. Yeah. Are you looking forward to school?
Yes.
Yeah, you like school?
Mm-hmm.
What grade are you in?
Second.
You're gonna be in second grade?
Yes.
Wow. Jenny, can you even remember back that far?
Personally,
Yeah.
just faintly. But I do
Faintly?
remember when my kids were going. It's just like all of a sudden the years are just zinging by. So,
Yeah.
yep.
KJ, do you remember being in second grade?
I remember the teacher.
You do?
Yeah, Miss Bernard at Hugo Elementary.
Let's give a shout out to Miss Bernard.
Yeah, she was a great teacher. Kind of ornery a little bit sometimes, but as some teachers can be with a classroom full of second graders.
Well, in cutting teachers a little bit of grace, I don't think necessarily it was maybe because of the students or whoever else. It's just because they go to work. How many coworkers do you show up and see every once in a while that, hey, they have bad days, they're cranky? It's just because they're going to work.
I know not what you speak of.
Yeah, right. You never have a cranky day. Never. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Imogene, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you skateboard like Dad?
No.
No. Okay. Hard pass?
She has several.
Yes. Okay. I love it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Are you excited? Are you going to help Dad with the skate park competition?
Yes.
Maybe set up like a lemonade stand or something.
That's a great idea. I love it.
That would be very, very cool.
It sure would.
When I see kids with their lemonade stands up around town, I almost
Always got to stop.
I always try to stop.
Yep.
Yep, I do. I stop. Okay, so, yeah, Imogene, it's good to have you here. Maybe we'll harass you again a little bit later. Yeah. So national days. Robin did text me some national days, and I thought they were kind of interesting. So we're going to go there right now. It's Purple Heart Day. That's a wonderful day to remember and to think about those people who earned a Purple Heart, wounded in combat. Pretty big deal. I know several Purple Heart recipients, and just great people. Do you know any, KJ?
I think I had a teacher in high school, Mr. Knoll.
Yep.
I believe he did.
He did. He is a
Yep.
Purple Heart recipient. Yep.
He was an awesome teacher.
Really good guy. Yep.
Yep.
And he definitely was a Purple Heart recipient. He was. Jenny, how about you? Do you know any Purple Heart recipients?
I do not personally.
Okay.
So my dad is a Vietnam vet. So, there's been ramifications all his life for that.
Yep.
So, mental and physical. But, so he served back in the late 60s. I think it was 68 to 69.
Okay.
So he was an engineer. So how he liked to put it was he built things and he blew stuff up.
That sounds like fun.
Yes.
The blowing up stuff, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my father-in-law was a Seabee, so he was the Navy part of that building construction type stuff. Yeah, my dad, he was in the Korean War, and he served and worked in intelligence. So he didn't talk a lot about the stuff he did. He told me a couple stories that were kind of frightening.
Well, that's probably a good policy for
Yeah.
him to not talk about intelligent stuff
Yeah,
in general.
and actually, for years, up until about 20 years ago, he said that a lot of the stuff he was still under orders to not be able to say anything. So, no, he could. Do you realize that the Korean War is the only war that's not officially ever been over? It's officially on. So I might not be saying that. So our listeners out there, if you know even better than me in that, but it literally is like the war that has never been officially signed, done, over. Something like that. I might be using the wrong terminology, but yeah, the Korean War.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's National Lighthouse Day. You ever been to Split Rock?
Yep.
Yep, pretty cool.
Very cool.
I have not.
You have not? Oh
No.
my gosh, you're a Minnesotan. You got to get up there.
That's Duluth?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a fun place to go because Gooseberry Falls is right near there. Great place to hike and see the water and go up to the lighthouse, and it's
I
very
think,
fun.
Imogene, you were there last weekend, weren't you?
Oh,
Duluth?
Yeah.
nice.
Yep. Did you go see the lighthouse, sir?
Yeah.
You did.
That's pretty cool.
Very good.
I've never seen one. We're going to have to go. You'll have to show me.
They literally just finished refurbishing Split Rock Lighthouse. So
cool.
it's going to be beautiful. And they've always kept it really nice. I mean, it's a national park, or state park. So, yeah, they take really good care of it. Aged Care Employee Day. I tell you, these people really need some thanks. Working with these, aged people, the lifting, the feeding, the cleaning, the bathing, the putting up with their ornery and cantankerousness. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty wild.
Yep.
I wonder how it's going to be now that these elderly care places, they can serve alcohol.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've just started that.
Yeah, August 1st. They signed that into law.
Interesting. Yeah, my
So-
dad's in a TCU right now, so I'm getting firsthand experience with just incredible help. My dad is like the least
Yeah.
cantankerous person you would ever meet.
True.
So he's on the other end of the spectrum there, but it's pretty incredible what they do and the attitudes and just
I agree. And what
so
they got to put
grateful.
up with some
Yeah.
of the residents.
Yeah.
But yeah, they started getting them to have a happy hour. And again, I know
might be
nothing about it
self-serving.
except for it's legally they can do it. I don't know is it available every day? Is it just several times during the day? I have no idea. Do they cut them off after how many? I don't know anything about it. I really don't, except for that I heard it's legal. That now they're starting to do this.
I have not seen that in action yet at the place where my dad is,
Okay.
but we'll have to joke about it when I see him later
you will.
today.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, what kind of drink are you going to order at happy hour?
I know.
What are you going to do? Aged Care Employee Day. I might be getting a better, even closer look at this because, my dad has a nurse that'll come to the house 3 times a week, one does pills and, personal care and that kind of thing. But he might be going to a transitional care. So, yeah, then we'll be seeing him there. Beach Party Day.
Whoop, whoop.
Does that work for us in Minnesota?
Yeah, we've got great beaches in August.
Yeah.
The water's warm enough.
I have to admit, when Orlean and I were dating, we'd go to Forest Lake Beach, periodically. Or
What
quite
time
a
of the day would you go?
bit. Like a Saturday, all day kind of thing, hang out, bring a picnic lunch. We did quite a bit of that picnic lunching and go to White Bear. But I can't remember the last time I've been to the beach. I mean, once you've heard me say it. Once you turn 30, as a guy, you just quit taking your shirt off. Before that, man, I used to run around, shirtless, shorts all the time. But something about when you turn 30, and again, not that, my body went to pot or anything. It's just you quit running around shirtless. What? Nothing? No comment? Just silence?
I mean,
Well-
I don't want the tan lines.
There you go. I was going to say, you certainly weren't bashful after your surgery was showing your scar.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty cool thing to see, So I'd lift my shirt up and you can see that's kind of a wicked
It is
scar.
a very wicked scar.
Yeah, kind of cool. Proud of it. I am surprised I really am. I still pinch myself, get out of the shower, I'm looking in the mirror there, and I see that big old scar and the 3 holes.
I bet.
And I go, God, I had open heart surgery. I mean, that's just...
It's got to be surreal.
It is a surreal deal. So, okay, so Beach Party Day. Neither of you seem too thrilled about Beach Party Day. How about this? National Sea Serpent Day.
Because we have a lot of those in Minnesota.
Well, they got an imitation of the Loch Ness or a sea serpent
Nessie.
up in Crosby.
Oh, do they?
Minnesota, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that.
You haven't?
Yeah.
Gal, KJ, you got to get out more. But I know you get out and about. You've never been to the lighthouse. You've never been up to Crosby.
I've never been there either.
To see the Serpent Lake.
Boy, I think we need a segment of cool things to do in Minnesota
I
so I
like
can
it,
get
Kelly.
educated.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
I like it. Yes.
Man, there we go. This is next. Particularly preposterous packaging day. Particularly
many times.
preposterous packaging day. What is this? The day to pack really weird things? Like if you want to wrap up, Sam here in the office, what is he, like, 6'5" or so? I mean, he's just a monster.
7 or 8? 7 or 8?
He's sitting here. He's not on the radio. He doesn't have a microphone, but 6'8".
Oh, his mic is
He's
on.
got a
He
mic.
can talk.
You
His
can
mic
talk,
is
Sam.
on?
Just
He's
lean
quiet.
up into the thing. You can talk.
So you are 6'8".
Yeah, I'm 6'8".
Oh my
There's
gosh!
the voice of Sam.
We could almost have a discussion and ask, how difficult is it to live in a world being 6'8"? I mean, clothes, shoes, cars, chairs.
Yes, yeah.
I'm the same height as him when he's sitting down.
Yeah, right.
There we go.
Right.
I'm probably not far off from that either.
Like if we're in the sanctuary, I can be standing 2 stairs up, and he's on the floor, and still I got to kind of just look up a little bit at him. It's just wild. I bet you've never ridden in a Corvette, have you?
No.
No, you wouldn't fit. Yeah, you wouldn't fit. Okay, so this is particularly preposterous packaging day. We could celebrate this by trying to wrap you up and pretend to send you somewhere.
Where are you going to send me?
I don't know. Home? I don't.
Yeah, makes me think of Flat Stanley. We can't really flatten him or backpack him or anything like that. But I'm thinking about like all the wonderfully engineered packaging that's out there that we all have to fight to open things. When the plastic that's molded around it,
Yes.
and all the things. How efficient that is for some places, like
to pack it. But
like
once you get it, now you got to unpack it.
Yeah, like people, that is their life's job, is to design packaging for things. So.
Okay, it's also National Professional Speakers Day. So every pastor, every radio speaker, DJs, people like this, I mean, this is how they make a living. They talk.
It's a gift.
It's a gift.
One I do not have.
Well, if you did it more, you'd get better at it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep. It's true. Let's see. National Raspberries and Cream Day. Ooh, that sounds good.
Sure does.
Raspberries and cream. Imogene, you like raspberries and cream?
Yes.
Yes. That sounds really good. You have to ask your dad to take you to Dairy Queen afterwards. Did you see her look? She turned and looked at Dad like, can we?
Yeah, it'll be a little earlier than normal, but she's doing pretty good.
National Raspberries and Cream Day. Hey, Dairy Queen's got a deal going on, a little promo. Buy one Blizzard, get another one, 99 cents.
Oh, nice. You could have 2. Maybe you could bring one to Grandma. I'll get you all sugared up for Grandma, and then you're her problem.
There you go. It's also Côte d'Ivory's National Day. I'm not saying this right. I don't know who the dude is. Do you have any idea who the dude is?
I do not.
I do not. Okay. And it's National IPA Day.
Yep. That's a beer.
Is it? I thought it was Independent Parent Association. Okay, it's not.
Okay, it's not, he said.
It's not. So
have you gotten it to any that are for tomorrow yet?
Yeah, I do. I got one because of you that Robin definitely made sure that I was aware of, and that's Saturday. Tomorrow is National Pickleball Day.
Yes, and I think there was one back
pickleball.
in May, too, so we got multiple. I'm like, we could have National Pickleball Day every day
National
of the week.
Pickleball Day. And then Wednesday is International Youth Day.
Sweet.
Wednesday, International Youth Day. It's kind of great to celebrate our young people. Everybody, it's easy to complain about our young people today. They don't do this and they're blah, blah. Parents have been doing that for generations.
Yep.
Never thinking they're going to make it. But something, these young people, they do grow up. They do become responsible, hardworking, and they are our future. And then lastly, Friday is Filet Mignon Day for the meat lovers amongst us. That would be for my wife. She is a carnivore. When I grill meat, I always grill a lot of extra so she can bring it to work the next couple days.
You are a grill master, and you take care of her very well in that department.
She does like to eat her red meat.
I do have one fun one before we wrap it up. Tomorrow is National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day. So if you're growing zucchini, go be an anonymous dropper on your neighbor's porch.
I have a zucchini at home that we're not going to eat or use.
You need to go put it on a porch somewhere
tomorrow. I'm going to go put it on my mom's porch. She's going to come home. She's going to see that, and she's going to go, what in the world do I do with this purple thing? Wow.
Purple, that's eggplant.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I have an eggplant. I do have an eggplant.
Zucchini is green.
Zucchini's green, and okay, I got it.
Love it.
Mixed up. Here we go. Hey, thanks for hanging with us. This is something to think about with Pastor Mike, and something to think about is just sometimes incredibly ramble of nothingness, which is what we just did the whole first half of the show. But thanks for joining us. Come right back. You're listening to Something to Think About with me, Pastor Mike, a production of WAJC, Your Life Radio on 88.1 and 91.7 FM. We'd love to hear from you. If you have questions or comments about today's show, email us at wajc@yourliferadio.com. If you're ever in the Forest Lake area, I'd love to personally invite you to join us for a Sunday morning service at 9:30 a.m. or Wednesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. There's something for everyone.
Something to Think About with Pastor Mike is a production of WAJC Your Life Radio, which is owned and operated by Maranatha Assembly of God in Forest Lake, Minnesota. You can find more information on the web at realchurch.org. Now, back to Something to Think About.
Hey, welcome everybody back to the show. You know, as we go here, we have a pretty big event at Maranatha, the Forest Lake campus. Man, we've been doing this for like close to 35 years. I don't know exactly the number of years, but I started it 35 years ago, and that is a car show with a tire burnout contest. And it's really amazing, the whole car show thing, how it got started, and I'll tell you the history of that in just a moment. But when people hear the burnout contest, that, you know, they're all like, you do what? Yeah, we have a special patch of concrete, 25 by 60 feet long, with guardrails on the sides, just for cars, trucks, and motorcycles to drive onto that pad and just light them up, just smoke their tires.
So
Now,
what makes that concrete special? Like, is it a certain grade or polish?
It's just concrete.
Thick concrete?
Just concrete. That's all it is.
Because you couldn't do it on the asphalt.
No, because it would burn holes and it would wear it out so terribly, so that's why it's concrete.
Sure,
Yep.
that makes sense.
And we did that in our other building, too. We poured some concrete on the end just for doing that. And to begin the burnout contest, I built a race car for my wife. She drag raced it for a couple of years, a 55 Chevy two-door wagon, Ford 9-inch rear end. And she would, on that old pad, you had to kind of pull up and then back up onto the pad towards up against the building. And the very first time she did it, she was nervous, of course. And as she was backing it up in reverse, then she stopped. And then it came time to, they gave her the go-ahead to just light them up. She revved up the motor, let the clutch out, and it was in reverse still.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it potentially could have been very, very dastardly bad, but there was like 10 feet, so she caught it in time, realized when she let the clutch out, it was like, woo, it was going in reverse, so she stopped it, and everybody applauded her for stopping it and catching it. It's like, because they were just excited. Here's the pastor's wife doing a burnout, in this car. It was pretty cool. So that's how she used to start the competition out, doing the burnouts. That very first year, what we also did is we did the burnout. I had a state trooper come, and I sat in his car, and he backed up on the pad, and I had a microphone, really trying to emphasize for people, hey, listen, there's a time and a place for everything, Ecclesiastes 3.
Wait, this was a police car?
Yeah.
Oh.
Highway trooper. I mean, lights on the car and all decked out. He backed down to the pad. I'm in the car with him. I'm in the microphone, and I'm saying, hey, everybody, I just want you to be, hey, we're not encouraging this kind of a behavior out on the streets. There's a time and a place for everything. Now's the time. This is the place. Do burnouts here. When you leave, don't do burnouts out on the highway. So I was trying to really give a nice public service announcement.
You got to show them that, those cars are fast. They'll get you.
Well, my saying really was that you can never outrun a radio.
Yeah, true.
I mean, that's true. I mean, you might be able to outrun a squad car, but you're not going to outrun the radio. He's going to call ahead and say, hey, there's a red Corvette coming your way. Why don't you pull him over?
Get the chopper.
Exactly. So anyway, so this guy did, he was going to do a burnout, right? It was pitiful. I mean, he barely chirped the tires. He stepped on it and kind of like, just a little, and he, went off the pad because.
What kind of squad car was it?
This was 35 years ago. I can't remember. It was a Mopar, Plymouth.
Okay.
Police interceptor kind of a thing. So I mean, I was expecting him to squeal the tires. Didn't do it.
They must not teach them that in the force, huh?
I just don't think it had enough juice. But the sad part of the whole deal was, he got a letter of reprimand. Somebody complained
Really?
Again, that's what I mean, really. They were complaining about how it was wasting public monies, in this. And so when I heard about it, I'd heard that he'd get like 3 days suspension, but I'm not sure about that. But he definitely got a letter put in his file reprimanding him for abusing. And all I could think of was several things. Hey, people, don't be so ignorant. When they drive these things out on the streets and every day, they beat on these things a whole lot harder than that. Secondly, this was the greatest public service, public relations thing he could have ever done. There were hundreds of people out there cheering him on. Just a positive relationship between the car world enthusiasts and the police. It was fantastic. And here, somebody complained and wrote it in, and I was like,
It
oh,
just
man.
takes one, I'm sure, too.
Yep, it's all it does. It takes one. I know him. I see him often, sometimes every month, because he's also a Blue Knight, police motorcycle club, and I'm a chaplain for the Blue Knights. So I see him all day, and we still talk about it. I mean, it was 35 years ago,
I'm sure he has no regrets doing it.
He doesn't. Looking back today, he has no regrets. At the time, it was a little bit of a disappointment of just people.
Yep.
That literally, that you're gonna. He didn't sit there and smoke the tires. He couldn't. It barely chirped. Anyway. So the car show. It started because I built that car that I was just describing for my wife, and I was driving into town one night to get milk. So I drove into town. I'm driving through, and I see some of these young people with their hot rods on the side of 61. Was the old car wash. Most people aren't going to know where I'm talking about. Next to the old car was a car wash, and they're parked out in the parking lot out there. And I thought, hey, I'm going to swing in and say hi to these guys. So I swung in, and, car guys get together. They open the hood. They want to see the engine compartment and all that. Excuse me. And they, were looking at the car and all that. And all of a sudden, a cop went by. And they said amongst each other that, he's going to shoot the loop. He'll come back and kick us all out of here. And I was like, really? And they said, oh, yeah, they don't want us hanging out together, so they break us up. And that's when it dawned on me, young people, they just want to hang out and talk and be around cars. So that's what gave me the idea of the car show, and they called it Strut Your Stuff. Because if you're 16 years old, you don't have a $100,000 vehicle, most likely. Your vehicle has some rust on it. You put some chrome valve covers on it. But it's cool. It's your car. Come strut your stuff and have this car show. And then we'd do a burnout contest. And so we were like 2 weeks away from doing our very first car show. And this is a great story of the mercy and the grace of God. Not that we really have the car show. So hang on, listeners. You're going to want to hear this story. So we're going to do this car show. And I used to lead a Friday morning Bible study. Still do. Been doing it for 46 years. I've been leading a Bible study Friday morning. We used to have it the Flare. And again, a lot of Forest Lake people know the Flare. Most people go, what? The Flare? Where was that? Anyway. After my Bible study, there's a bunch of cops that were there, state troopers, Washington County sheriffs, and Forest Lake police. And I knew all these guys. So I went in there to harass them, just visit with them. And one of the guys said to me, he says, Mike, I see that you're doing a car show with a tire burnout contest. And he said, did you get permission to do that burnout? And I was shocked. I was like, no. What do you mean to get permission? I said, it's private property. It's our church property. He goes, in Forest Lake, they have an ordinance that you can't do burnouts even on private property. I know. KJ, I see the look on your face. You're shocked. I was just as shocked. I said, you can't do burnouts on your private property? And they go, oh, no, you got to get permission from the city. Oh, man, I flew out of there. I went straight to City Hall. When's the next, city council meeting? And they said, well, our agenda's pretty much all set. I said, this is really urgent and important. Can you put me on there? Anyway, they did. I was able to get on there, and I was talking before the city council saying, hey, our church is going to do this car show. We want to do a tire burnout contest. And I heard that you can't do it on private property. And they all looked at me again with these, deer in the headlights looks. You want to do a what? A tire burnout contest? Yeah. And they just couldn't comprehend that, understand it. I go, Yeah, I said, you guys obviously aren't car people. If you're a car person, you like to light them up and just, it's a display of horsepower. It's cool. It's noisy. It's just cool. They just couldn't get it. I said, but I really want to do this. And they talked amongst each other. And they said, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to give you permission as long as you can do it until somebody complains. I thought, okay. Well,
Better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. You're right. So until somebody complains. So what I did was that next week, we made up a bunch of flyers, and I went house to house, behind the church. This was back where Cub is now, when our building was back there.
Yep.
So I'm knocking on every door. I got a flyer with me. I said, hey, I'm the pastor from the church right over here. I just want you to know, hey, we're having a car show this Saturday, and I just, here's a ticket. Please come and enjoy. I just want you to know that we're going to have a tire burnout contest around noonish, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there. And so I just want to prepare you. It might be a little noisy. You might see a little smoke. Everything's good. And so I went door after door, house after house, informing people, trying to prepare them so that they wouldn't complain and go, oh, what's this going on over there? Hey, I met the pastor. He told me this is happening. So I'm handing out all of these flyers, going house to house. Well, when you go down Everton, behind the church, there were some houses back there that I went to. And now there's this one house, he had a long yard, very long yard before the house. And I was in the middle of his yard. I looked back at how far away the church was, and I go, this is far enough. I'm not going to go to this house. I literally turned around to leave, and the Lord said to me, go to this house. Now, that startled me. I mean, I was shocked. I was like, what? I was like, Lord, is that you? And I started arguing, with myself, going, no, this is it's like this crazy. That house, that's too far away. I'm not going to go there. And I really felt this strong impression, go to that house. I need to go to that house. I'm like, I'm not. Go to that house. So I'm reluctantly, with a sigh and kind of okay, just to get this off my chest, I'm going to go to this house. So I walked up to the door, knocked on the door. This young man comes to the door, and he is looking startled. Like, what are you doing standing at my door? His startled look was so real that I was a little bit set back, too. I was like, this is kind of weird. And then he looked at me, and he said, can you come in? Because I said, hey, I'm the pastor of the thing. And he just stopped. He just goes, can you come in? Because he wasn't hearing a thing I was saying. And, I sized him up and go, yeah, I can come in. It's like, yeah, I'm a lot bigger than you. I can come in. But so I came in, and he had a split entry. And as we started walking up the stairs, I could see across the living room into the dining room. And I saw a .357 revolver sitting on the dining room table. So now I was at high alert. I was like, oh my gosh, what could possibly happen here? So we walked over and we sat down at the table, and he looked at me and he said, you're not going to believe this. I said, what? He said, I was going to commit suicide. He said, that's why the gun's there. He said, but I prayed 2 minutes before you came to my door. I prayed, God, if you love me, send someone to my door. I mean, can you imagine that? He said, God, if you care for me, send someone to my door. And here I was in the front yard wrestling with God, whether I was going to go to that house or not. So I went to the door, and he says, I can't believe it. He said, and he sent a pastor, not just someone to my door. So I got a chance to share with him my testimony, how I became a Christian and how Jesus has changed my life. And I got a chance to pray with him as he asked Christ to come into his life. He was going through a divorce, and life was a mess for him. And we prayed. So that was the very first car show we ever did. And that was over 35 years ago. And I hear about this young man every once in a while, and he is still active in a church, serving God, doing really, really well. Owns his own business, doing well. And I'll never forget. I always remember just that incredibleness that I was wrestling with God in that front yard. And God was saying, I want you to go to that door. And I was like, okay. So I did. there's a gun in this. I mean, it was just an incredible story.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
What a
Yes.
legacy for the car show, I'm just saying.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, strut your stuff.
And God's and obedience in your life. Yeah.
It's like, it's just, really wild. So the car show really was in those early days. You know, we had a few, quote, nice cars show up, but it really was because I advertised it among the young people. And a lot of young people, you know, with rust in their fenders and stuff like that. But again, you open the hood, they got chrome valve covers and a chrome air cleaner and whatever. But today, some of the cars that are out here are, $250,000. You know, there are some really nice cars that show up too. But there are cars that, just kids. It still has that flavor of, it's my car. I'm going to strut my stuff. And they're proud of their car. And the tire burnout contest, although the last couple of years doesn't seem to be as, popular as it once was. I mean, for the first 10 years, 15 years of the car show, literally, I'd meet people all over, not just in Minnesota. I'd be, hey, aren't you the guy? And I'm going, yeah, I'm the guy. Man, and I run into people in Forest Lake. Young people say, hey, I'm planning a vehicle just to do the burnout contest. I got some tires that I'm going to come and bring. I mean, it was a big deal.
And people have done motorcycles and
motorcycles.
four-wheelers I've seen.
Four-wheelers, all kinds of vehicles. And the motorcycles are really interesting. Again, if you're not aware of a motorcycle and how it is to sit there and do a burnout, it's way more complicated than what you might imagine because you got the left clutch out, you got to do a burnout. Now you got to reach your foot off the ground from your bike balancing. When you do that, it wants to pivot out and go whoop off to the left because it needs to stay balanced. So you got to balance it, doing a burnout, reach out, pull the clutch in, shift. And there's been some motorcycles that have literally went through all 5 gears, in some cases 6 gears, boop, 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 to shift it up. And that thing is just a humming, man. Smoke's pouring off until the tire pops. People say to me often, do some cars just burn off until they pop? Yep. I have a great story for that, too. There was a 1958 Chevy Apache pickup. They're a cool dual headlight kind of a truck, step side, the fenders in the back. Cool looking truck. The Street Machine Nationals here down St. Paul Fairgrounds happened just a few weeks ago. And just like today, they always have that show before we have our car show. Well, they have a burnout contest too. And that year, this one particular year, this 58 Chevy Apache pickup won the burnout contest. He heard about our contest, and he thought, hey, I'm going to go up there. He had on the back of his truck 2 brand new. The stickers were still on the tires. Brand new. I mean, you're talking about a lot of hair on them tires, And he burnt them till they both popped.
Wow.
It was incredible. Just kept going and going and going and going. All of a sudden, boom, the tires pop. Guess what?
When was this?
Oh, man, I got it. I don't know, 20 years ago?
Okay.
Yeah, a long time ago. When you were just, in diapers.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost. Anyway, the surprising thing is he didn't win. He did not win. So people always ask, well, so what do you got to win this competition? We have a voice, a noise machine, measures decibels, a decibel reader. So what happens, it's just sheer crowd appeal. That's all it is. So a little bit of showmanship goes a long ways. Whatever that might involve, especially some of the motorcycle guys and the four-wheeler guys. It's so after a car does a burnout, they hold the decibel meter up and just ask the people for crowd appeal, for clapping and shouting and all that. And the loudest, crowd appeal wins. They get the biggest trophy for the burnout contest.
So who won that year if the Apache didn't?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I remember that the very first year, a guy that was a year ahead of me in high school, Kevin Baumgartner, he works right now for the Eco motorcycle place, and he won that very first year. He showed up early that morning and said, Mike, will they let me sit here and burn out as long as I want? And I said, yep. He said, okay. He went home, put a brand new tire on his motorcycle, came again, brand new tire.
That's awesome.
He put a brand new tire on his motorcycle. He had a turboed Kawasaki, if I remember right. I don't remember exactly, but he came out and he won the motorcycle best burnout.
Did it go on for like 20 minutes?
Oh, it went on for a long time. But once you get the tire hot and it really it gets really warm, it wears out faster. Yeah. So But it's just really, really cool. Anyway, so the car show, it's tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Admission's $3 per person. It's the greatest $3 you're ever going to spend. Kids are 12 and under are free. And cars and motorcycles that are going to be in the show, it's a $10 entry fee. Thanks, it's going to a good cause. A lot of ministry right here in Maranatha. And then the first 100 cars get a dash plate. The first 100 cars, you're going to get a dash plate. So cars start arriving, I think, as early as like 8:30.
Even 7, I've seen them come in
Really?
early, yeah.
Wow.
They want to get their spot.
Yeah, they get their
Yep.
best spot. Yeah. Man, if you need more questions, what are
You
they?
can call the church here today.
Call the church today.
At 651-464-3131. Or they could send an email to info@realchurch.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then get in touch that way. But yeah, car shows tomorrow. It's going to be great weather. Going to be just a fun day. If you've never been to the Maranatha Strut Your Stuff car show, I encourage you, come on out. It's worth it. People drive from all over to get here, with their hot rods. And again, if you're a car enthusiast but you don't have a car, it's a great place to come and shop for one.
That's funny.
When I run into people all the
Yep.
time, hey, if you could pick
Yeah.
any car in here, which would you take? So you're kind of eyeballing what kind of cars you
Well,
like.
and some of them will put a for sale sign
Oh,
if
there
they're
are
trying
some.
to move it.
There are cars for sale.
But I will tell you, my young adult son that lives it's getting him out of bed on a Saturday morning to bring his mom down here because it's the car show.
Oh, the car show. Yes, it's just a great day. You got food vendors. There's some other vendors that are here. The food is great. The weather's going to be fantastic for a car show. Burnout contest starts usually around 2 o'clock-ish. I don't have the details on this, but it's usually around 2 o'clock. I mean, I started it. I used to know everything about it. Now I'm just kind of the figurehead. I have very little to do with it except for show around and visit with people. And
there will be lots of signage. You don't come in the main church entrance. You
No.
come in off 250th, but there will be signs.
On 61, you'll pass past. If you're coming from the south, you're going to go past the church, take the next right on 250th, and come in the back way. Yeah, and we do that for the bike blessing, too. It's just such a huge turnout. The parking lot is so full. But, yeah, bring your car. It can be anything. Just bring your car and come on. So many people say, well, my car's nice, but it's not really a show car. Oh, it's $10. Spend the $10, put it in the show. More cars out there for people to look at. You never know. Your car might attract a lot of people's attention just because of what it is. We got, it's been for the last, 10, 15 years, rat rods. They become very popular.
Yeah.
We got some awesome rat rods that show up. These things are
Tuner cars.
Tuner cars.
Is that the
Yep.
same category?
Yeah, they're the little rice burners. The
Yes.
tuner
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some have huge sound systems in them. Like I said, then you got just some stock factory hot rods. There's a Challenger Club that comes out every year, and you see all of these Hellcat Challengers. They're cool. There's a family that's got a couple Vipers and a Hellcat Challenger. Cool cars.
The Hellcats have the 900 horsepower engines?
9 to 1100.
Yeah.
They have different keys that you use. If you want to have 500 horse, use this key. If you want the full 900, use this key.
And don't they have 5-point harnesses in those too, or do they have regular seatbelts?
That I don't know. That'll be something I'll have to look
Yeah.
at. I'll have to look at this year.
Yeah.
Look at some of their cars, see what kind of seatbelt harnesses they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Emma Jean, pay attention. Wake up. Here we go. As a 7-year-old, do you like cars?
Sorta.
Kind of, sort of. Well, I mean, you probably like the color of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you notice, the color? Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. Guess what? At the car show, you see some beautiful purple cars. In the Mopar world, they call it plum crazy. Purple. Then there's Hugger Orange. Sublime Green.
Electric blue.
Electric Blue. Yes. Jenny, I am impressed.
Well, I do pick up a few things being around motorheads all the time.
That's right. Oh, my gosh. Well, car show. Miracles can take place anytime.
Amen.
And the neat thing is if we hear his voice, be obedient. I sure hope you were blessed by hearing the story of the car show, because it was more than just a car show. People's lives have been touched because they come to the car show, they realize there's a group of Christians who are not sticks in the mud, that live life, have fun, and still love God. And your life can get changed. And real often people come here, they hang out, tragedy comes in their life, and they think to themselves, I know a church. I know a guy. And there's a connection there. Praise God for all of us. You out there, your obedience to love and to serve God. And praise God that young man got saved and is still serving God today. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Hey, I look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow at the car show. Have a great weekend.
Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Please join us right here each Friday morning at 8 a.m. If you have any questions or comments about today's show, email wajc@yourliferadio.com. You can hear more from Pastor Mike at Maranatha's website, realchurch.org, on the Messages and Media tab. The opinions expressed here are not necessarily those of the owner.